Hi, this is Dr. Janowski for Sonata. Today I want to talk about a concept called PHI, the Greek letter. And PHI means perfect proportions. And 500 years ago, Leonardo da Vinci discovered what he thought was the perfect proportions in nature and applied it to humans and his art. And nowadays we're using this PHI concept to look at a face to see what is in proportion, what might be out of proportion, and a lot of these things can be fixed non-surgically, and if we create that ideal proportion, it just has a beautiful effect that is subtle, but people can feel it. So what we use is this special calipers that's called the golden ratio calipers. The ratio between one side and the other is a fixed ratio, and the golden ratio we can find all over the face. So I'll demonstrate in a moment how we use this to look at facial proportions. So this is the golden ratio calipers, and we always start with the distance between the eyes called the intercanthal distance. So what we'll do is we'll measure that distance, and we will notice that that distance is also the distance, ideally, between the brows, and Liz measures up very nicely. It's also the width of the nose, very good. It's the middle third of the lip. So those all line up very nicely. And if we use the other side, that will denote the length of the nose, very good, from the lash line. It will also be the width of the mouth, very close there, the width of the chin, and also where the apex of the cheek should be at 45 degrees, which is pretty much where her apex is. It's also the width of the brow. And another interesting thing is if we go what's called reverse PHI, we go between the eyes and then use it in the opposite direction. That shows us the height of the brow, which is very good. The same type of proportion is true for the lip, whereas the top lip is one end of the caliper, and then the bottom lip is the other. She could be considered to need a little bit more volume on the lower lip, but not much. And so we can use these measurements and say, okay, what's in proportion, what's out of proportion, and we can use things like fillers and Botox and Dysport to change the proportions. Another example would be the if we do the intercanthal distance and we look at the other end, is forehead height. Of course, forehead height tends to increase with age. We can't change that, but sometimes we will change brow height a little bit to compensate for that. So it's a very useful tool, and one that I'm using more and more to look at the artistry of the face, what's ideal, and try to get our patients to be as close to PHI as possible. PHI meaning perfect proportions. So Liz here is pretty darn close to PHI, so this is a compliment to say that you are PHI. So if you want to know if you're PHI, just ask me to pull these out and we'll measure you.